Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. In the last episode, we beat up a Wiggler, we got ourselves a Bonsai Bill, so let's head back. Well, what's going on here now? Oh, well, apparently Bowser's in a lot of pain. Well, of course, you know, now that Bowser's sort of had his little segment, it's time for Mario and Luigi to get a turn, although this is actually really a segment as much as just, well, you're going to see in a little bit. I don't know why they didn't add a segment here. It would have been really the perfect time to add a nice segment, but Bowser's in pain. He can't go anywhere, so it's up to Mario and Luigi once again to fix him up. You're going to find this happens very often. Bowser's going to get himself into some sort of peril that Mario and Luigi are going to have to deal with in some way, shape, or form before Bowser can continue. And, of course, the place to go, well, it's sort of highlighted, but before we do that, of course, probably a good idea to heal up from that boss fight, although I didn't really take any damage. I did waste a lot of SP, so always a good idea to do that. Nothing new in terms of the items in the shop, so I'll just healing. Now we're just going to go ahead and apparently hit the ceiling on our way out because we're smart like that. But yeah, the majority of this video is going to be focused on Mario and Luigi for once. It's actually been a while since we've had a lot of Mario and Luigi action. And even then, it's just going to be mostly this video. But for now, well, basically what happens, it's not an area, it's a boss. So, it's a giant worm. You know, we fought a worm last time, we're going to fight a worm this time. It seems to make good sense. Although this worm's actually a bit more important than just a random wiggler, and that's not something that's going to become more apparent later in the game. Anyway, so we got huge, because it's... What the heck are these things? I don't think cells in your body carry spears and shields. I don't think that's how it works, game. But that's okay. Nintendo logic. Bowser, you have a parasite in you again. You seem to have a lot of bug problems, Bowser. That inhalation thing, probably should stop doing that. You're getting yourself sick here. But anyway, I mean, they have to come up with bosses inside Bowser's body somehow. Either it's gonna be, you know, bugs like this, or there'll actually be like parts of Bowser's body that actually fight you. You'll see what I mean later in the game. Anyway, well, Luigi, once again being a coward, he seems to be the trend for every boss, though, for Luigi to try to get out of it in some way, shape, or form. But this is, I forget the name actually. Bit of an interesting boss fight. It's kind of gimmicky, but not really. It's not. What's it called though? It's called like the Durmite. There we go. The Durmite. Yeah, okay, I remember that now. So yeah, it's not really too gimmicky except for one certain thing, which actually is very reminiscent of Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. I mean, they always have like a Wiggler boss for Mario and Luigi to fight. And this one actually plays kind of similarly to the one that one did, although minus the whole poisoning the drinks thing. You'll see what I mean when I get to it. For now, the main attack, well, there's two main attacks that you're going to have to worry about. Well, technically three. One is the charge that she's been doing. I'm going to say it's a she because there's a bow on its head, and that kind of makes me think it's a she. I don't know. That's the impression I'm getting. Then there's this attack where you'll try to use her spider web thing. I don't think worms have spider webs. Doesn't really make sense, but if she catches it, she'll suck in Mario or Luigi, and then spit the bro back at the other bro, so you have to dodge again. So you can take a lot of damage through that attack if you screw up. Also, these guys will apparently, will occasionally appear throughout the fight and cause some havoc, I suppose. Now, this straw thing, as you can see, the straw is a target. You want to go ahead and defeat the straw. It has about 18 health or so, or no, a bit less. It has like 10 health or so. You want to take that down before this happens, because what's going to happen is Durmite here is going to take a drink out of Bowser's body. Yick! But he's gonna heal 40 health. So basically, you do that, you're gonna waste a whole round of damage. And the thing about this fight, the reason I'm not using any special attacks yet, is because later in the fight, when she gets multiple turns to attack with, she's gonna start spamming that straw thing. So in my opinion, it's best to save the special attacks for when she's close to dying, and use those to finish her off to get through the whole awkward, you know, using the straw constantly phase. So we're getting about close to that. We're gonna start spamming the Fire Flower. Fire Flower is really good, except I can't ever get the Fire Flower to work properly. If you get the Fire Flower to work well, you can actually do enough damage to take down the straw and her at the same time, which is just something I'm kind of feeling at though. Okay, 12 health is enough. I think 13. I think I'm just a little bit low short of killing those things in one hit, which is kind of unfortunate. Because not the way it's the second Fire Flower to kill this thing off. I mean, I might as well, because I want to do damage to Durmite at the same time. So, unfortunately, okay, so 16 health. Okay, so it was a bit more than I thought. I wonder if Luigi can one-shot that then. I don't know. But I'm going to just, as you can see, now she's starting to spam the straw. So we're going to start spamming special attacks. We'll use a couple green shells on her in a little bit too, in order to continue to do more damage. But, this is where the fight starts getting a bit long, just because we have to keep, you know, destroying the straw. So one bro at least is going to have to take down the straw while... You know, so you kind of get half the damage, and as you can see, the Fire Flower isn't actually doing enough. If I could get excellence, it probably would be, but I just can't seem to get those correct, which is just kind of unfortunate. But, I mean, I don't say these special attacks are easy. Honestly, I'm really bad at getting excellence in general with these games for most attacks. I mean, a couple of the Mario and Luigi ones aren't that bad. Like, the green shell's not that bad, but, there's certainly a lot of attacks in this game that are not actually as easy to get excellence on than you would think. Which is good, you know. They should make these special attacks a bit challenging. The whole like aspect of the game is, you know, these action attacks, so they should be challenging. As you can see, by the way, she does actually. Her third attack is if these guys are in the field, she can swallow them and spit them back out, spit the spears back out at you. Not really that threatening of an attack though. Okay, so we have a bit of a lull from the straw, so we're gonna go ahead and use a couple of green shells on her and take her out this way, because these do a lot of damage to her. I'm doing, what, about 13, 14, 15 damage to her, and these do about 25, so it's about double the damage. It's a good idea to use the green shells and sort of try to get a lot of hits on her. Mario, I'm gonna use green shells with Mario because he has 6 SP left. That's enough for 2 green shells, and I can save a fire flower for when she uses the straw with Luigi, and hopefully I can one-shot the straw in that case. As you can see, I do try to use all the special attacks so that the SP ends up being 0 at the end. You know, may as well use the full use out of your SP as you can. It kind of sucks when you have a little bit of SP left over that you can't use because, you know, you don't have enough to actually use an attack. The nice thing about the green shell and the fire flower is that combined, you usually can almost like every single combination of SP. You can, you know, you can engineer it so you use your SP to its fullest. And then I got eaten. Luigi, no, Luigi, ow. I think if it's feet first, they go up in the air. If it's head first, they go at you. So I wasn't actually sure. I haven't seen that attack too often. So that's what happened there, unfortunately. Unfortunately, was not able to, you know, dodge the attack. That's actually, I mean, kind of a cool attack, I guess. You know, spin one bro at the other. They tend to do that on these games, you know, using the bros against each other as part of the attack. I'm not using the fire flower here. I want to make sure this thing's gone. So straw, be gone. Okay, so Luigi can one-shot. That's good. Just barely though. 17. If I had a little bit less power, I wouldn't be able to. Anyway, as you can see, the attack. Oh, okay. If it's in the front, it's up in the air. If it's behind her, it goes like that. I don't know. But you can also lose speed by doing this, which isn't a big deal because Mario already has a lot of speed anyway, and I don't know if the speed down really makes that big of a difference in terms of how often she goes. So it's not the biggest deal. Let's just keep hitting the green shells on her and see if we can get this fight finished off soon enough. It's kind of a bit of a longer fight, actually. It's kind of, I guess, you know, that being said, Mario and Luigi are a bit underleveled compared to Bowser, just because, well, they're not underleveled. I mean, they should be at this level, I suppose. But in case you didn't notice, Bowser's had a lot more field time, so he is going to actually gain a lot higher than the Mario Bros. In level early on. And it's going to be later in the game. Basically, the way it works is games sort of split into 3 acts. Act 1 is very focused on Bowser, so he's going to gain a lot of levels pretty quickly. He's going to be quite far ahead of Mario and Luigi in terms of levels. The second part of the game, they're about even, so you know, the Mario Bros. Will catch up a little bit, but Bowser's going to... actually, no. I mean, considering the amount of side quests you can do with Mario and Luigi, they can pretty much catch up to Bowser at this point. And then the end game, it's very focused on Mario and Luigi for the most part until a certain point, and then it goes back to Bowser. So in the end, the Mario and Luigi will probably end up a slightly bit higher level than Bowser will, but it should be pretty close. But Bowser is going to be a lot higher level earlier in the game. If you can get these guys finished off, by the way, it's always a good thing, so you know you can obviously prevent yourself from having to them do the attacks, and they stare back and watch her die. Luckily, you don't have to finish off the little dudes, unlike with the previous fight where we had to finish off the Leaf guys after being the boss. So no case in doing that here. However, we finally get our first rank up. So now we are shell rank. This means we can actually equip an additional piece of equipment, which is pretty awesome. So I believe I forget. I wasn't actually looking. If we actually have enough now to get if they actually give us power gloves, I think they might have given us that. So we actually could equip those onto Mario, which will increase his attack by 10%, and then we can get HP socks from the shop and give Luigi an HP boost as well. So we can get, you know, very tiny stat boosts. Later in the game, we're going to get more unique items than just stat boosting items in order to put there. So later on, we'll get better items to put in there that aren't just going to be, you know, just like a 10% boost in a stat. But, you know, it's cool that, you know, you have your main clothes items, which are going to be the bulk of your defense and HP, or just put your defense mostly. But then later in the game, you know, as you get higher ranks, you can customize your characters more with, you know, more unique items that give them certain effects like that. Anyway, what is going on here? There's a spear that's been thrown. Also, the little worm. Notice that it escaped. That worm, just keep that in mind for the future. It's not the last we've seen of Durmite. Anyways, as you can see, there's lots of those enemies around, and this looks, whoa, okay, this looks a bit suspicious. I don't know if this seems like a bit of an odd body function. Hey, we can turn ourselves into drills. Excellent. But we fell down, and that's unfortunate. It seems like we're trapped for now. However, we're gonna be a new character right now. Well, not a new character, but an old character by Boogity Guys. It's freaking Tolbert. It's freaking Stephen Tolbert from Partners in Time, my joke I used back then if you haven't seen that LP. Because I kind of end up pronouncing him Tolbert, because Tolbert, I don't know, for some reason I just call him Tolbert, which I think sounds cool. Anyways, so obvious hammer switch is obvious. We're going to have to go ahead and hit that. But we've rescued Tolbert. Tolbert. Close enough. And we'll build this actually going to allow us to open up a new shop in there. Well, it's not really a shop as much as it's just sort of an information advice section in the shop. I'll show it off at some point I'll show it off. Anyways, so this will end up unlocking this, but it'll also have a secondary effect. Like I said, in this game, we're going to be able to get new skills for Bowser, basically by doing things in his body. In this case, we have unlocked something new, which is going to be, well, we're going to explain in a second. His arm hurts, but it's actually going to be a good sort of pain because it's actually giving him a new ability. It's going to actually give him, well, there we go, a sliding punch. So he can punch while he moves, and he'll be able to do a slide. This is good, very excellent. A, because it makes it a lot faster to travel, because these sliding punches go really far. B, it makes it really easy to initiate battles, because you're almost guaranteed to get a first strike while punching. So it's very nice to get first strikes in battles. And it's also very good in dodging battles, because you can use the speed burst from the sliding punch in order to dodge, enemies and get around them. So it's a good idea to do that, basically. Anyways, in this case now, we're going to, we're going to go ahead and, Bowser's back to normal, so we're going to go ahead, deal with him. Although first, while I'm here, I'm actually going to go ahead and buy an item for Luigi, because we have those extra item slots. So we don't have, we can go get some socks, basically. There's a bunch of different items for the bros. You get boots, socks, gloves, just sort of medals and other random items, but the main ones are boots, gloves, socks, and overalls. So, the basic, clothing for them, I guess. And as you can see, there's been a lot for Bowser. We've had fangs and those little choke collar things, and other, or I guess they're actually bands or bracelets, whatever. And, obviously the shell's the main thing. And what's the other one? Rings? I think those are the 4 that Bowser have. Anyways, we actually reached 30 stash. That's why I leveled up in stash, because if you have 30 stash on average, you'll be able to also unlock swap cards for the Mario Bros. So now we have the swap cards of these, which is good, because we're about to buy stuff anyway. So last time we got a mushroom, we got our 1 coin back, just the 1 single coin. Very helpful. But now we can see if we can get some money back from these as well. The more funds we can save, the better. So hopefully we can get something here, because what we want to buy, we have options for stocks, for stocks, yes, for stocks. Really, HP is the one I want. The 20% HP boost is really nice. The Gull Socks, which make them target them, and then a 10 defense boost. I think 28% HP is better than 10% defense. I mean, I'll just take another extra 9 HP. Not really the biggest deal. I kind of wish I'd have one. I kind of wish I'd have a better item for that, because I mean, it's only like 9 HP. It's really not even that big of a deal. And we got a flower bonus. Jeez, I got a rank 3 win last time. I got a rank 2 win this time. I actually haven't missed one yet. That's kind of funny, actually. Usually you miss these quite a lot. It's actually pretty easy to screw up, so I'm just getting really lucky at these scratch cards, yes. So let's go ahead and heal up now. Get our HP and SP back to full from that battle. And that's enough for now. I don't think I showed the Tolbert thing. I should have to show that off at some point. But for now, we're going to save. And I was going to normally end the episode here, but I was like, this is kind of short. So what I'm going to do in this episode, now that we've beaten this part of the game, there's actually something new unlocked in the Gauntlet, the challenge node thing, I believe it's called. Also, we get ourselves a new little text thing here. The Sliding Haymaker! That actually sounds cooler than the Sliding Punch. I can Haymaker your sliding, or, yeah, something like that. I'm just going to save again. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and go back to Mario and Luigi, and we're going to go to the challenge node. And, yeah, I guess I didn't show off, I guess I forgot to show off Tolbert. Basically, he just gives you, like advanced explanations on, different mechanics and, like, leveling up and all that stuff. So, he doesn't provide anything important yet. I think later in the game he does provide a very important piece of advice that you actually need to, that'll save you a lot of time in the long run. So I will show him off eventually. I guess next time I remember I'll show him off. But, in this case, we're going to, there's not really much we need to do with Tolbert at the moment, so he's not really worth showing off. It's just explanations. Anyways, the Gauntlet is open now. However, as you're going to see, this is the part of the game I'm not sure I'm going to 100%, because you need really high levels. For the first class, which costs 200 coins, it recommends that you have level 18 for this. I mean, you don't really get any good prizes. You don't get any equipment for this. For doing such a thing, I think you just get money and like other stuff like that, but it's nothing really important to do the Gauntlet. It's really mostly for a secret optional boss. I'm really on the fence as to whether I want to show it, because the levels you need to get to do the secret boss are just obscenely high, and that's a lot of endgame grinding I have to do just to get there. So I'm going to have to really debate, I guess, whether I want to do that boss or not. In the meantime, so also in case y'all didn't notice, you can't even just win by attrition by just dodging every attack perfectly and just continuing to go to your weight, because you have a turn timer, so you have to be able to have a high enough level to give the damage output to actually beat the boss. Because if you don't beat it in time, you're not going to be able to make it, which makes these fights really hard. Like, I think I've only managed to beat the first 2 or 3 before, losing, because it really is a hard thing to do. The gauntlet is pretty tricky to do. You need to be at pretty high level, and I tend to not like to level up my characters and over-level them, so I'm going to have to debate why I want to do the gauntlet. I'm not entirely sure. I'll try to shove as much as I can, I suppose. For now, though, and it's going to be using all the bosses Mario and Luigi face. So Durmite's going to be the first one there. It doesn't do Scuttlet for some reason, which is kind of surprising. He's also a boss Mario and Luigi face, so why he doesn't show up in there, I'm not really sure. But Durmite's the first one. Anyway, as you can see, we're doing the other part of Challenge Node, which is the Cholesterol Road, or Cholesteroad, or something like that. Basically, we have to use our items. We have unlimited use of items. We only have the green shell. Fireflower doesn't have one. We'll get more for other items in the future when we unlock them. But for now, we need a green shell. We need to get 150 green shell hits in a row, which is easier said than done. This is actually one of the hardest ones, in my opinion, for the Cholesteroad. Because it goes ridiculously fast, especially after 100. And you really have to have perfect timing. I just screwed that one up, which is unfortunate. So if you get A rank, though, for the Cholesteroad, if you do get A rank, you actually will get a very good prize. So these, I recommend you do. These, and Bowser actually will eventually have a version of this as well that he can do. I guess I'm going to quickly explain the rules, where we, as you can see, you just have to basically do consecutive special attacks and keep it up until we screw up. So we're going to need 150 for that. If you get 100, you do get 50 coins for that. And you also will get a coin prize along with your item prize for getting A rank. So you could technically use this to grind coins if you wanted to. I'm not going to bother doing that for the most part, though. I'm just going to sort of keep this up. Although, an extra 250 coins, I'm not complaining, because we'll get 200 for A rank and 50 for the B rank that we got. So hopefully we can get to this high. I think I actually skipped it. I think I actually got ahead to the point where I do get this one. It did take me like a ton of. It did take me quite a few tries. I know my practice file took me a long time. I'm a little bit more experienced because I actually have a practice file I'm doing this, so I did practice this pretty well. But believe me, these challenges, these are probably one of the harder parts of the game. But the rewards are generally worth it. They're very unique items you end up getting from these prizes. So I would overall recommend you do these. These are like the items, like for example, these are like on the magnitude of the items you get from EGAD back in Superstar Saga for the whole bean thing, the whole coffee shop thing. Like those are really good prizes there. There's like unique prizes like that is what you're gonna be getting from the Cholesteroad. So it's probably worth doing. Anyway, it's getting fast. This is the in my opinion, this is the hardest one. I remember this is the one that took me the longest to get right on the in my first run ever on this. So the other special items, you have like little tricks and stuff you can do to get them good. This one, I don't know, just because the timing gets so much faster, and it's not all about reflex. It's all about timing for this one. Unlike other items where it's mostly gonna be about picking the right bro, as you're gonna see in the future. So it's a tricky one. There is another mode, by the way, but that's only for one certain item that we'll actually be getting really soon. And that's actually a really fun one to do, the second mode. So I'll be looking forward to doing that in the future. But basically, when these are unlocked, and I have some time at the end of an episode, I'm going to do these as I unlock them, try to get the items as soon as possible. Because I like to be a completionist, I suppose. And I screw up right after I finished that. That wasn't even intentional. I was going to see how high I can go. I'm going to see how high I can go in these before I screw up. But I barely made that one. But I get a challenge medal. Now, what this thing does, it's not that exciting. All it does is it increases the enemy's HP by 1.5 times and the damage they do. But you get 1.5 times many coins. I don't care so much about getting coins. It's not worth giving every enemy an extra 50% health, basically. So I'm not going to use it. It's still a cool item to get, though. Anyway, this is LuckySevenDX signing out. See you guys next time for more Bowser's Inside Story. Bye-bye.